What is happening, Reject Nation? I'm Greg Alba.
I'm Wendy Lee.
Wendy Lee from Collider Videos. She is on the Movie Couple channel. That is her personal channel she runs with her husband. Actual name is Dustin.
Ha, you got it right.
I know it. I've just been lying all these other videos. So her and Dustin do a lot of reactions and reviews on there. But today we're not doing a reaction. We're going to just share our opinion. Keep that in mind.
Opinion.
This is our favorite list of female action characters. This is not, what's the word opposite of subjective? Objective.
Yeah, this is not fact. This is not a factual
This is just a
list.
our opinions. This comes from our heart of
Yes.
who comes to mind.
It was actually kind of hard to, like, when we had to put a number to a name, it was actually pretty hard.
It was
like,
pretty hard.
You know.
We had to think about it for
Yeah.
a solid 60 seconds,
Yeah.
man. It was tough. Yeah.
Longer than this, longer.
We thought with Atomic Blonde coming out this weekend that we would cover this list specifically. We have 10 and a couple of honorable mentions that we'll give before number one unveiling. Number 10 on our list, we have Scarlett Johansson's Not Lucy, even though some people are going to give us crap. We got Black Widow instead.
Widow, yeah.
Now, Black Widow to me is such an interesting part of the MCU because she hasn't had her own standalone movie, yet she's such an integral part of the whole Avengers community. Iron Man 2,
Yeah.
dude, I thought she was fantastic in that movie. I don't really like Iron Man 2, but when she's kicking butt in that action scene that she had, that's the scene everyone was talking about that people really enjoyed about it.
You know what was funny is when I saw that movie and I saw her first and she had the curlier hair, I enjoyed her action scene obviously, but I did not like her overall look. And it wasn't until the Avengers movie where I was like, when she was tied up in a chair and that was her opening scene, I was like, yes, Black Widow, that's it.
Scarlett Johansson, you could just put her name on here, essentially. I mean, with stuff like Lucy, even Ghost in the Shell, I think.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, Black Widow's the one that got her all this work in terms of being an action star. And they keep evolving her character in all the right ways. And she's someone that fans are petitioning to have our own standalone movie for a reason.
Coming to you at number 9, it is Hit Girl. First scene in Kick-Ass. The most cussing ever.
Yeah.
For she was like, how old was she in that?
I think she was 13 when she filmed, but she's supposed to play like a 10-year-old.
So much cussing.
But I loved her in that movie. When I was making this list, we originally just had 5 names. I had like my own 5, and she had some names, so we made it into a top 10. I was like, I have to have Hit Girl on this list.
True.
Because she steals the show in that movie for me.
Yes.
I mean, everyone's great in that film, but Hit Girl specifically, I remember when I saw that movie in the theaters, I was like, that is the most badass little girl I've ever seen, and surprisingly believable.
Yeah,
you know?
I wanted to cosplay as her. As soon as I saw the movie, I was like, who is that, and can I get more?
I roleplay with my girlfriend, and it's disturbing. I'm Big Daddy, she's Hit Girl, and then we're like, we shouldn't do this, because this is wrong.
Well.
Based off their relationships. Number 8, Lilu Dallas Multipass. That's her actual name.
Chicken good.
Before she was Alice in Resident Evil, she was the Fifth Element. Do you remember watching that movie like when it first came out?
It had been out for weeks and my friends been trying to drag me to it. They're like, you'll love it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm into these kind of movies.
Yeah.
And then I saw it, I'm like, this is the best ever. I just remember her doing that front flip and then she's like,
Oh yeah.
I was like, yes.
Oh, she's fighting all those like alien creature things. Yeah. One thing all these action heroes have in common is they're all like sexy in their own ways. But she's way more than just sexy in that. It was interesting to see her come onto the screen. She's like this white girl who can really kick ass.
Yeah.
She's kind of a quiet character, but she was also a full-fledged character. She wasn't just a person who fights. She was actually someone who you really got to care for, and it's called The Fifth Element. Everyone only tuned in because it's director Luc Besson and star Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
But then you end up walking out of the movie going,
and
that
you love
Mia
Lilu Dallas.
She's great.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the character when she was in the back of his taxi when she'd fallen in, and she was like, please help, and she had just tears in her eyes.
Yeah.
And I felt for her, and he obviously as a character did too, because not only he fell in love, he like helped her out, and like, his entire life's changed. Loved it. And that orange hair.
Oh yeah. Oh man. If there was no Fifth Element, there would not have been the remarkable Resident Evil franchise.
Super green.
Super awesome.
So number 7, we've got Furiosa from Mad Max. She definitely, I feel like after seeing that movie, I want to see a Furiosa standalone movie.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what everyone's been wanting too. Everyone's expecting a Furiosa standalone movie. This is another performance in this list. She's not the credited star of the movie. Like you hear Mad Max Fury Road, everyone really cares more to tune in to see Tom Hardy playing Mad Max. Yet when the movie's done, while everyone's talking about the action, everyone's really talking about Furiosa and how great she was and how empowering of a female character she was.
Yeah.
And also, what I loved about that role, when I saw the trailer for Tom Fallon, I'm like, this makes sense. Sexy, female, assassin, Charlize Theron. She could probably train for this movie and get the job done. But Furiosa is she's kind of far from being a sexy, appealing woman. She's just a real tough chick. Like, she's shaved head, half an arm. Yeah. And so I love that she stripped herself down to be something that's not going for sexy female.
Yes, she still accomplished that because I found her so appealing and so
her
attractive
character
still.
makes it,
Yeah, and she's strong, powerful, independent, and she definitely had her own agenda, and she was not going to let anyone, like lead her astray from that.
I want to be just like her when I grow up. So number 6 on our list, how could you not include this woman? Wonder Woman. Oh, what more can you say? I mean, you've talked about it plenty on Collider, on your own Movie Couple channel. Make sure to subscribe there. And also, we talked about Wonder Woman plenty of times on this channel. I mean, the first official, like, great movie to come out of the DCEU. I have a universal opinion, not just like some DC fans. Like, everyone thinks that. And the first great female superhero standalone movie as well. It's an empowering movie. It made me cry. I cried when she got onto that battlefield.
That's it. No Man's Land.
Man,
that was it.
I'm like, me and John and Andrew we were just sitting there just crying.
Single tear. Well, you weren't the only ones in the audience for sure.
I know. There's a lot of other women crying with us.
Yeah. I mean, like, I saw the movie 3 times, and even from the first time I saw her in Batman v Superman, I was like, okay, now I am excited to see this Wonder Woman movie. And then, like, as the release got closer, I started to fear, because I was like, she's such an iconic superhero. When you think female superhero, comic book superhero, you think Wonder Woman. Like, for me, that's the first person that comes to mind. I'm like, how are they going to do this? How is it going to be cheesy? Because then you think about Linda Carter, and she does her little spin around, and then she'll run like a Wonder Woman. It is such an empowering movie for all ages, all genders.
One thing that I really appreciate about that movie too is that in a day and age where like feminism is such a popular topic, I think out of all the characters we mentioned on this list, she's the strongest representation of feminism in terms of equality. Yes. Not women are better than men, which is true.
Right.
But
it's equality here, equality.
But it's equality, yeah.
Number 5, we got the baddest chick of them all, Sarah Connor.
What it's like to be a mom, I think of Sarah Connor.
Right there. If you're gonna model like mom, she's like the ideal. I remember seeing her with the shotgun, and she was limping. She was like, boo.
Oh, that's awesome.
Boo. And I was like, who is this? I love her.
When you watch Terminator 1, she's this fragile, vulnerable woman.
Her head's not so right.
Yeah, she's in just distress.
Her head's still not right in the second one.
She's counting on this Kyle Reese guy to take care of her the entire movie until the very end, when she does successfully take down the Terminator. Yeah. But her evolution in Terminator 2 is one of the best performances I could think of to put on this list, because she is super believable as vulnerable, fragile, afraid woman in Terminator 1. Yeah. And then super believable the second you see her doing pull-ups in Terminator 2.
Yes.
In that mental, is that the proper
like
psych unit?
Yeah,
I don't know the politically correct term right now. Yeah. But anyway, the whole performance though, every line she delivers, you believe the strength in her, because it's more than just her physical appearance. Yes, she got into top-notch shape. Yes, she can use the guns. But it's the way she carries herself and the way she interacts with everybody, the way she is as a strong, overprotective mother. Yeah. Fantastic performance. And also a sense of vulnerability. When she cries after she's trying to kill Miles Dyson, man, I really felt for her, you know? It's tough being a woman.
It is, and to be a single mom.
Single mom.
I mean, there was nothing she wouldn't have done for her son, and you definitely saw it in both movies. And I love seeing the transition, the growth of her from the first movie to the second movie. Absolutely.
Number 4 on the list, Beatrix Kiddo, the bride. Here we are, another strong woman mother character. Yes. This might have been why I think Sarah Connor was probably my introduction into like strong female action heroes, but I think the first one I fell in love with was Uma Thurman in The Bride. Man, what a magical experience. I must have been like not even a teenager just yet when I saw it. I was so wowed by her entire performance.
Yeah, everything.
She's such an intimidating woman in that film. I feel like when I look at the list of the 5 people we have, I feel like 4 out of the 5 of them have a lot of similar traits, because they have everything of being a vulnerable woman at the same time that vulnerability provides them a lot of strength.
Yes.
Not just in terms of physicality, but it's all within the inner character, the perseverance. Because Kill Bill Volume 1, Yeah, she's kicking ass the whole time. She's an unstoppable machine. But in part 2, that's where you see a lot of it come from the inside, where you see her training and the grueling process she goes through to become a lethal warrior. When she's in the coffin, punching her way out. Or even when she has to finally kill Bill. I mean, now she has to do it. She knows she must do it, even though it's heartbreaking. She has to go through with the hardest decision right now. That's kill the father.
Yes, and one of the most memorable scenes was when she had a run-in with the Crazy 88.
Right.
And that was, I remember just seeing that, and for the first time ever, I was like, the best acting role ever, an action star, like The Bride. That was it, in the Bruce Lee inspired jumpsuit.
Yeah. I would say with Kill Bill Volume 2, that she's probably the most layered performance out of them all, but she's still number 4 for our personal list.
For number 3, we have Trinity from The Matrix.
We almost see you in the face. Okay.
I wish this cheerleading background.
Yeah. I mean, that's not her move.
But it is very much about her and Neo and their connection.
Oh, she's such an important part. She's such an important part to the
absolutely.
whole Neo mythology and everything like that.
What I like about Trinity is that on the front, and I feel like this is kind of very similar to some of the other women we talked about, she's so stone-faced. You know, she's very, especially when she first meets Neo, it's like, okay, she's stone-faced, she's so business-like. It wasn't until then where you're like, oh, she does have emotions and feelings. So when they fell in love, it was, I think, way more effective than it was just like, she had to be the love interest because she was the girl in the movie.
She is definitely the supporting character to Neo in this movie, but she's such a standout character in it. And I think out of everyone on this list, except for our number 1, she's the one who can probably really fight.
Yes,
the amount of...
Well, Lilu too, but yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Mia Jovovich. The kind of fighting and the stunts that she does in The Matrix, the preparation she did for the 6 months of training for that movie, and then the additional year of training for the sequels.
Yes.
Like, holy crap, this woman can really throw down, and she does have that presence in general. Yeah. But she also has the loving, supporting nature as well. Every man wants a Trinity in their life.
I wanted Trinity in my life. I remember the first time I saw it, and I was like, okay, I need sunglasses, I need trench coats, I need a cool motorcycle helmet, and how to learn how to do a scorpion kick, because that's what she did in the movie, and I was like, yes.
All right, so number 2 on the list. How could you not have this person? Ellen Ripley.
Yeah.
Ellen Ripley to me is the most similar to Sarah Connor, I find, on this list. Except for the fact that she technically is a mom when they establish in Aliens, and you see those motherly qualities that she has with Newt in that movie. But she's another character who I feel, she starts off stronger than how Sarah Connor started off. But in Alien specifically, that role, she is someone who is terrified and traumatized.
Yes.
She's absolutely traumatized. And I find that to be the most fascinating aspect of her, because the whole movie is about her facing her fears.
Yes.
And by the end, she's the one who conquers, you know? She's the one who's able to bring Newt and Hicks to be able to survive.
Yep.
Except for, part 3 and how that crap turned out. But in particular in that Aliens movie, there's so many memorable parts, get away from her, you bitch. I say it to my cats all the time.
Oh, do you really? That'd be kind of funny. No, exactly what you said, just to echo on that, the first time I saw her, just when the alien coming at her and everything, and she's just closing her eyes in complete fear, and she's frozen in fear in that situation, in a situation that no one want to find themselves in, and she conquers it, and she fights all of them off, and she survives. At that point, she had a choice. She could either get killed, or she can try and survive, and she picked the latter.
And I feel like a lot of these characters start off at a reasonably strong place from the movies we're listing them from. Trinity starts off already able to fight and all this stuff. But Ripley was someone who really had to grow into this character in the course of one film. Yeah. And that's why I would put her as number 2. So before we unveil our number 1 pick for the day, we'll give some honorable mentions. And these are more actresses. To me, they didn't really have the roles that could be as performance. Right. But they've definitely done enough performances.
You can definitely call them action stars.
Yeah, for sure. So on the list we have, of course, Angelina Jolie. Films like Salt, Tomb Raider, Wanted.
I'll count Mr. and Mrs. Smith too, because they had that part where her and Brad Pitt brawled it out, and was the funniest thing ever.
Oh, dude, yeah, and they are so happy together now too, which I appreciate. Happy. Michelle Rodriguez, she was just a transgender hitman or something like that. What was that movie she was in?
Really?
You don't know about that movie?
I don't think I do. I think of her and I think of, well, she was in Lost and then
Fast and Furious. And she's in the Resident Evil franchise too.
That's right.
And of course, Zoe Saldana, you know, you get Colombiana. Colombiana, Gamora, Avatar. She's actually in the first Pirates of the Caribbean too. A lot of people forget that.
Yes,
and you know, we have Zhang Ziyi on the list. You know,
Crouching Tiger,
Memoirs of a Geisha.
She did great dancing in that movie.
Rush Hour 2.
House with Flying Daggers.
You got that.
And a bunch of like Hong Kong, China films.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Sophia Boutella, she's also in Atomic Blonde, and she has a great part in the movie with Charlize, The Mummy, and of course Kingsman.
With
the blades,
Blade Lady. So those are our honorable mentions, but our number one pick, Wendy Lee, would you like to unveil it?
I was gonna drum roll for you.
I'll drum roll.
All right, number one, she's done so many roles that we felt like we should just say her name, Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yo.
So I know you gave a little spiel about her on Collider.
Yes.
Is it Collider or Schmoes?
Schmoes.
Kind of the same thing now.
It is filmed in the same location.
Yeah. I grew up in the time in the early 90s. I was really invested in Hong Kong cinema. There was Jackie Chan, Yuen Biao, Sammo Hung, Jet Li, and then there was Michelle Yeoh.
Yes.
Michelle Yeoh was pretty much the female Jackie Chan. She did her own stunts. She could really fight. She's a powerful actress. She's proven that in a lot of films. This woman can really act. Yes, she can fight, and she looks great on camera when she's fighting, but she can really act. But I remember watching the movie Super Cop when I was like 6 years old. Everyone tuned in for Jackie Chan, and no one in America knew who Michelle Yeoh was at that time. And she was fantastic in it. She upstaged Jackie Chan in a lot of those scenes. Yeah. That stunt where she's hanging on the top of the van as another truck passes her is terrifying. She's done plenty of stunts you could think of, and it's hard to just say one role she's done because she's done so many. For her to be able to really fight, able to act, and able to really do her own stunts, you just gotta give her like her name. You can't just give her a character name on it. Yeah.
And she's like multifaceted too, because it's not just martial arts for her. She truly can act. She can be in dramas. She's done a lot of Hong Kong films, like you said, and we've seen her in doing that. And also, like, one of the most memorable things, and this is kind of newer, but in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, where she faces off with Ziyi Zhang.
Yeah.
And they not only, you know, show off their martial arts and wire work skills, they went through like 50 different weapons in that one scene. Yeah. And the both of them were able to utilize them skillfully. So I think that's just really impressive because the training that goes into it.
She was the first Asian Bond girl. I don't remember all the Bond films to the greatest as well as I should, but I do remember feeling this seems like the first Bond girl who could really fight. Yeah, you know? Yeah. She was super believable in it because she does her own fighting in that film. Yeah, Crouching Tiger. I feel like she should do more American films. But when she does do American films, she tends to do performance-based. You know, Memoirs of a Geisha, Sunshine. She likes to stick...
Star Trek Discovery.
Star Trek Discovery. Everyone's super excited for that, you know? Michelle Yeoh, easily the number one for both of us, that's for sure. I know. Aren't we like artistic filmmaker picking, oh my, why you don't have this person?
Just opinions, guys.
Just opinions. Just opinions.
Well, maybe they can make their own list in the comment section.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll do the YouTube interactive thing. Why don't you comment your favorite action female lady stars, characters? You know the question. What do you think of our list? If you like what you see and you want to see more, click right here to see more.
Oh, you're gonna do the Jeremy Johnson punch? That was pretty good.
I'm afraid I'll really just knock the camera down.
I wonder if he ever goes too far into it.
Well, Wendy, I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me. Tons of fun with you, always.
The fact that you are a woman, that you would be here to talk about women. On this video with me is very much appreciated that you're here. Please make sure to check out Wendy on her channel, the Movie Couple channel, with her and Dustin Hoffman, where they are doing reactions and reviews, and they are so good together, and she is a wonderful personality. Yes, she's on Collider videos, and make sure to check out the Movie Couple channel. Subscribe to The Real Rejects, click that notification bell. I have a Patreon.